Good afternoon everyone, and welcome to the disaster that is my fish room. I've just finished my cup of tea and I thought I'd give you an update on what's going on in here and what I'm planning to do and the problems and some solutions that I've actually come up with. So let's have a look round. We have the linear piston air pump, which is hooked up to PVC that goes right around the room. I haven't finished doing the installation yet. I was meant to have done that this summer, but I'm like the king of procrastination. Procrastination, is that the right word? Yep. I'm the king of that, so I've not finished my installation. Now, the installation is just this sort of metal bubble wrap stuff that I'm doing all round the walls. I've bubble wrapped up the window so that way we have less coming in. I've got to go around the edges of the window and tape them up, and I'm going to be replacing the curtains. As you can see, I cut the curtains myself. That's why it looks like they've been attacked by someone with a knife. I can't really think of a bad guy from a Halloween horror film with a knife. Freddy versus Jason, he's got knives. So I will be replacing the curtains with some form of insulation curtains or big thick ones. We've got some plants in here that are helping keep down the humidity. Again, we've got spider plants, monstera, and a lot of aloe vera. The fish we currently have in the fish room, oh, there's a lot of glare there. Give me a second, I'll sort out the glare. There are, the glare is gone. The fish we currently have, we have two Ryukin goldfish, which we bred this year. They're the only two remaining after our nitrate issue. These two have got very big and will soon be moving on to another tank or an indoor pond once I set that up. These are long, thin, white cloud mountain minnows, and they are one of my favourite cooler water fish. I love it when they flare up, especially in the morning. They sort of go into a courtship ritual and sort of swim round and just flare up at each other, and it looks absolutely stunning. Now, this tank has some floating water wisteria helping keeping nitrate down. It has got some Java moss, and if we look in the top, we have some floating plants. We've got some salvinia. And we did have some duckweed. I got a load of duckweed in here and it was completely filled, but the goldfish have been eating it and converting it into green poo. So those are the fish we currently have in this aquarium. If we go down low, here we have our three beautiful little baby pearl scale goldfish, which were a gift from Ping Pong Pearl Scales, who is a fantastic breeder of these little fish, and he enters goldfish competitions around the UK and, well, basically wins because of the quality of his fish. If you want to follow him on Instagram, just look him up. His name's Ping Pong Pearl Scales, but these little guys were a gift from him. I'm going to be raising them up and seeing how beautiful they become. They're in a little bit of a quarantine tank at the moment. This tank is too small for them once they grow, but they'll be okay here for a while. Once I get some bigger tanks and some tubs set up, they will be transferred. See if we can get a close up of them. There they are. Eventually they're going to turn into little golf balls. And again in here we have the same sort of thing, some floating water wisteria, some Java moss, and I believe this tank, oh, I need to sort this light out and put it up there, but I've not done it yet. We've got lots of duckweed, but they have been eating it. Now in this tank we have our breeding group of Variatus platies. We've got one male and three females. The male is the one with the bright red tail that is looking at his reflection. And down there next to him is one of the females. And throughout the tank we have lots of their little fry, which are all swimming around. So I'm going to see if we can zoom in on a few of them. There's a nice one. That's not one of theirs. So if we zoom in, That's working very well. That was sarcasm. And we have an entire tank full of their fry. We also have in this tank some of my Celestial Pearl Danios. There's one of them there. Which, can we zoom in? Oh, this phone is not the best at this. But yeah, there we have some Celestial Pearl Danios in here. The tank is set up to allow these Variatus platies to breed, and I will be selling on a few of these fry at some point, possibly on eBay or on my own website when I set one up. What have I just dropped? God knows. So far that's all the fish we have in the fish room, but I am having ideas on what we're going to do to, well, build it up and get everything ready. So the aquariums you can see behind me, I've managed to get some samples of glass so that I'm able to patch the holes that are in them. And my plan is to build a guppy rack over there. So I have been doing some designs for how I want the rack to be. So over here, the plan will be to have the aquariums, well, long ways, so it'll be 1 foot by 2 foot, 1 foot by 2 foot, and have three of them stacked. So there will be 6 aquariums in this little nook, and I'll be able to access them because the plants will be eventually moved. And we're going to have those there. Then my plan for this wall, I've got some tubs which I will show you. Well, I'll show you them right now. Here are the tubs. So these are 300 litres, which is about 80 gallons. They are, I think, 24 inches tall and 90 inches across. So, what's that? About 1 metre by 60 centimetres. I've got 2 of them, and my plan will be to put them on some wooden legs to raise them up off the floor so that when I do water changes, gravity is able to help a bit with the moving the water using siphons. And my plan for these, so if we, just making a mess, so put them down like that. So I want to use them for some indoor ponds. So on that wall in the fish room, if I have both of these set up, I can move the 5 goldfish that are currently in the fish room. So we can have the 3 pearl scales and the Ryukins in here swimming around. We'll put some sponge filters in because we'll be able to run down the airline from the PVC. Then in the other one, I was thinking of getting some Watkin goldfish. If you don't know what Watkin goldfish is, I'll display one on screen. But I thought they'd be quite nice because they're more of a fish that is viewed from above. So we'll be able to look down on them and see their fantastic patterns. True. We also have I think that's 190 litres, which is about 40 gallons, aquarium, which was given to me by my friend Aaron when he upgraded his. So I will be thinking of a use for that aquarium. Unfortunately, it has got a bowed front, which is not something I like. We have the 2 ponds there. We have a guppy rack, which will be going there. Now, the back wall, we would have got rid of 6 of these aquariums, which would have gone to the guppy rack. Then we will be transferring 2 of those aquariums onto this rack here. And what I would love to do is to get 4 4-foot aquariums to go along that back wall so that we can have some fantastic fancy goldfish aquariums showing off different varieties. We're going to be getting some more water butts to help with the water changes. I need to get rid of this. This is another aquarium which I got from another friend, which I might put on Facebook Marketplace for somebody who wants to start an aquarium. I won't charge anything for it because it was given to me. but it's not an aquarium I'll probably be using. Well, there you are. That's what's going on in the fish room so far, and the ideas I've had in order to move on to the next stage. So I would like to build a guppy rack and start doing some line breeding. I've seen some beautiful red cap guppies I'd like to, well, just play around with, see if I can keep the line going and not screw it up. Then also have a muck guppy tank, so we can just look at the beautiful throws that we get from the mixing of them. The white clouds, I'd like to move on to the guppy rack as well and hopefully do some breeding with them, because apparently they're easy to breed. I've never done it myself, but I would like to try. Then with the tubs, we have the goldfish in there until the other tanks are ready to display them. And the wok-in are a fish, I believe, that should be viewed from above, so we'll be able to view them from above. Then when we've moved the goldfish on, we may be able to get some other fish that could be viewed from above. Maybe a nice Tolskien goldfish or some Ranchu. Thank you for joining me in the fish room this afternoon. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I hope you join me on my fish keeping journey and see how things develop, and I'll share every mistake and every success with you, and we see how things go.